Good evening, everyone. We are actually live. Tonight, special guest, the triple threat. Keir Covington, artist extraordinaire.
Ooh.
Hello.
Rob Geronimo, a man who has his own battle cry.
Oh.
And Pete Simeti, the Prince of Pizza.
I love it.
Pizza
Excellent.
Medic.
Well done, Yang. Well done.
Thanks for coming, guys.
That'll do, Yang.
It's been a little while. You guys have some exciting news coming out. You guys have been all over the place with Blood Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, the King Cryptid Blood Realm
crossover.
The greatest alternative comics crossover graphic novel of all time.
Wait, the alternative? I thought it was
That's
the greatest
correct.
crossover of all time. I'm confused.
Well, we don't want to get sued or anything.
We'll get into that a little later.
We don't want to be too hubristic.
I guess.
You know.
I guess.
I don't like that when people do that. When they do the whole,
Well, that's
I don't like that. I'm like,
that's what they're saying.
Even when they're joking.
That's what they're saying.
I know that's what they're saying, but just let them say it.
It's got to be true then.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
No way it can be fake. Yeah. All the cool people are doing it. So, Alterna historically has been very much individual series from individual creators. I know some years ago, Pete, you and I talked about not having crossovers, mostly due to copyright issues, because Alterna is creator-owned comics. So what made you say now's the time?
Rob, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, you asked me to answer, or are you just saying?
No, I'm just saying you. It's because it's at the heart of it. It is. There are legal things, and but that only is an issue if the personalities behind the characters and the stories make it an issue. So if people are there and they're like, hey, look, your character is still your character, my character is still my character. If we come up with something together, we can share that. We can have a copyright on the story. And, then we can just kind of be like, all right, who do we want to put in this story? Do we want to make the best story possible? That should be yes, that answer. But it's all about the personality involved, and no one that's like, okay, well, 70% here of the book is my characters. So I should make 70%, or get even crazier. Be like 48% of it features this, and then 82% of it features that, and you can completely kill a story by having the nitpickiness involved with that. Instead of just being like, let's just make a great story. We'll split what we make that's profit, and then in terms of rights ownership, like Rob, no one here is surrendering their rights. So it's one of those things where over the years, personality combined with the right characters and the right story and the right kinds of titles, because you need an ongoing series, I think, to make it the best. So it really has ramifications. If it's just like a one and done, 2 one and done stories kind of crossing over, you could do that, but you really gotta have some strong stories and characters for that to happen. But like this, it's really fun because Rob is going to be tying up his 18th issue. I'm going to be tying up my 9th. So, and we're continuing our titles for as long as people want them. So it's perfect to get this kind of a thing going, because we can have a crossover and then there's a long-lasting impact throughout both titles. But we won't be dependent upon constant crossovers. It's not like every issue of Blood Realm now King Cryptid is going to pop in, and every issue of King Cryptid like Kyron or some other Blood Realm character is going to pop. It's going to be like a once-in-a-while thing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be special. And also, I love the fact that it's not like this is just one planet, one world, so it's not like and I'm sorry I'm taking up so much time with this answer.
No,
should have just let me said it's Rob, and then I walk away. So how in other universes with comics, they're all on the same planet. They're all on Earth, essentially.
Yeah.
I would always read these stories, and I'm like, if they all exist on this planet, sometimes there's things that go down, and you're like, why isn't anybody else around?
I always said that.
What's the complication here? There's like 2,000 of you guys.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
like Thor's fighting this beast in the middle of New York. Where's Tony Stark at? Where are all the other guys?
Yeah. But here it's like Kyron can't just easily pop over and help King Cryptid whenever he wants, and vice versa. You know, they're in their own dimensions. They're not even in their own galaxies or their planets. They're like you got to do like a whole sort of crazy stuff here to be able to get in touch with each other, let alone get into that other dimension. So it's not just as easy as saying like, oh yeah, he's, a state away, he should come popping over any second now. So I like the fact that we can have that and still have it matter and still have things that impact the characters. That's the most important thing, I think, with the crossover, is that the characters are impacted by it. There's development with the world and the characters through what they went through in that crossover.
Yeah, there's consequences,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then this is going to be more than like a shoelace in the middle of King Cryptid's face?
What do you mean by that?
What's that shoelace?
Oh, that was the famous Spawn Batman crossover back in like 92, 93. And it was supposed to be impactful, and all it was is that's how Spawn got a shoelace holding his face together.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how the
What? Is that
Yeah, it
true?
was Batman's Batarang, yeah.
Oh, ours
Wow.
is
I didn't
gonna
know
be a
that.
hell of a lot more than a shoelace.
Oh my!
I like it.
Oh my god!
Batarang did its job.
Ours will be like the whole boot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, when you're working on your own series, it's very easy in terms of, who does what, because the answer is you do everything, or you're at least in charge of everything. When you're dealing with someone like on a co-equal basis, how do you guys go about working, who's responsible for what and how that goes along?
Sure. Well, Pete and I are coming up with the entire story.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
What's
going out there, Rob?
With the audio.
Oh, that sounded cool though.
Even
What'd you do, Rob?
that was weird.
Oh, don't hear you, man.
See, this is why I do all the talking, I guess.
He doesn't know technology. It's bad.
Rob's got spirits. He's got spirits in his apartment. This is not the first time that this kind of thing has occurred.
We'll give him a second, but on a related note, while Rob's not here to hear you, Keir, as the artist, how do you, it's sort of easier when you're working for the author, when they're it's their book, but now you're between two masters. So how do you work between the two?
It actually works out really well because I just finished up King Cryptid issue 9 for Pete, and I just finished up 17 and 18 of Blood Realm for Rob. So I'd been working with both of them on a regular basis. So it's really easy. Basically, we send group chat, and then they both put in their 2 cents, and then I just run with it and see if they like it. And it's been easy so far. I haven't had any problems. I don't know if they've had any issues.
No, even if things need to get changed, it's like, I say my piece and I'm like, Rob, do you have anything to add? Or am I saying something that maybe you disagree with? And it's that kind of thing. It's very easy. And then Keir is super fast. He's very easy to work with.
Oh yeah, tremendous.
He'll come back with revisions. And sometimes I got to be like, whoa, slow down. Slow down.
He's hungry. He's ready to go.
But yeah, it's been good. I'll let Rob continue what he was saying before I go further.
When did my mic cut out? When did the
like
government
immediately
cut me off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right. So I was saying that Pete and I are coming up with the entire story. Right. That's where I left off.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So now Pete is writing. He's going to be writing the dialogue and all the caption stuff in the first half. It's kind of broken up into two parts, and I'm going to be doing the second half. But we discuss and talk about what the overall plot would be, and we go back and forth of, hey, would the character do this? Hey, if I do this and bring this into the story, does that work? Does that break the rules of your world? Because it's very important, when you do something like that. Every little world has their own kind of set of rules. So, we want to make sure that everything fits within those parameters, and it's been fun because you learn about it's like different board games. This board game has these kind of rules, but now this one has these kind of rules. So it's like, oh, okay. So how do I work within the parameters of these kind of fantasy rules? It's cool, and it also stretches your creative gears a little bit. You know what I mean? I like what they call, I guess, it's kind of like a negative term, but I don't think it is, like a restraint or a constraint or something like that. When you're working, I like that. I like that stuff.
Yeah, it forces you to be more creative, I think, too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
100%.
So, how did the two of you? I'm kind of curious. Out of all the alternate titles, it seems like Blood Realm and King Cryptid would be the least likely combo. I would have expected like Unit 44 or something first. Did you guys say like let's do the hardest one first, or did one of you just like have a great idea in the shower, or how did that work out?
I think they both go together good. They're both fighters and they're
monster universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a lot of sense, but at the same time, I can see how bridging the gap that's there,
genre-wise, I guess,
would be difficult.
Maybe that's why it's a little bit more interesting and challenging and creatively.
Yeah, well, and also, for something like this, we wanted like two titans to be coming together and having like a existential type threat. So, Unit 44, like King Cryptid's a pretty serious book. Unit 44 is a fun book. It's very, very lighthearted. King Cryptid could have like some kind of cameo or something in a Unit 44 type book, or maybe just be like mentioned as something like kind of a MacGuffin of a thing of, but never really full-fledged in there, and vice versa. Like if the Unit 44 agents were up against like Necro agents, I think they'd probably be dead within a few panels. So it's one of those things where you'd really have to kind of bend and twist the book to really have that make sense. But Blood Realm's got a pretty serious tone to it. So does King Cryptid. And I know right now, like after issues 5 to 9 are read, especially issue 9, it'll really be like, oh yeah, no, this makes perfect sense. This makes perfect sense and that's where Blood Moon takes place. Blood Moon takes place after King Cryptid number 9 and after Blood Realm number 18. So once that's established, those first 9 issues of King Cryptid, it'll really kind of start setting up where you go, oh, there's a world outside of this place, this earth that King Cryptid's on, and there's kind of an ability of him to tap into it in some way, shape, or form. And because of that, not only can King Cryptid obviously do that if he learns to do that, because he's going to have to really learn how to do that, but that means other beings can come through that already know how to do that. And that's exactly what happens with Vargore, where he's got mastery over that ability to travel through dimensions. Like he's been doing this. Spoiler alert, he's been doing this for a friggin' long time as far as things go. So he's got complete mastery over this, and King Cryptid has never seen a creature like this before, and he's been around for like 500 years. What is that?
Sorry, that was me. Sorry.
It's like banging the war drums over
yeah, my lamp was hitting my mic. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's done.
So it's one of those things that once you read the book, and you don't have to read King Cryptid 1 to 9 or Blood Realm 1 to 18. It'll add more to it to Blood Moon if you do, but you can just hop right into Blood Moon and get acclimated very quickly, and the heart of the story, the stuff that really matters, you get caught up to speed right away.
Yeah,
I like it.
So for crossovers have to be special. It has to be sort of more than the sum of their parts. We have classic team ups. You get a Superman, a Batman. You get X-Men and Fantastic Four, or X-Men and the crew of the Enterprise. How do you make it so that was a book? I have that book somewhere.
X-Men
Yes.
in the Enterprise?
Yeah, the original Enterprise, of course.
Captain Kirk.
That's strange. Fantastic
awesome.
Four would have made more sense. But
Right, that would have
okay.
been cool too. Yeah.
I have those too. But like, so how do you sort of go about making it the spectacular that it needs to be?
Big double page
What
spread.
are the elements that? Oh, nice. Like double page spreads. Extra awesome art.
Well, you
what are the
always
elements
you
that make a
always
good
need a
crossover?
threat. I mean, this
Yeah,
is what makes classic comics. You always need a threat
Yes.
that can easily wipe out one or two of members of a team.
Yes.
So you have a team that comes together. Let's say there are 5 of them, and then maybe they can barely take that villain down, but they really can't. They can just maybe contain them before they take off or do whatever, or lay some devastation, and they have to take care of the fallout of that. But you have to have a big threat, and you have to keep the stakes high, and you can't pull punches with things. So characters are going to go through, even if, like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say Kyron's going to die, King Cryptid's going to die. They're not going to die. But
Right.
the thing is, they're going to go through stuff that changes them, that develops their characters and evolves their storylines and their own character arcs. So this isn't something where it's, they shake hands at the end, go away and say bye-bye, and then, the mind's wiped, the memory's forgotten, and, nothing. There's no remnants of anything that ever occurred, and that's that. This is something that it sticks with both characters, and King Cryptid even, he comes back with stuff. I can't go too spoiler heavy today, but so there's an impact with the titles, and there's an impact with what's to come. And if readers really enjoyed this crossover, we'll do more like it, and we'll infuse more of that element of the story of what took place throughout our titles. And if they really don't like it, and they're like, look, it was an experiment, we forgive you,
Yeah.
don't do it again, then we'll be like, okay, we'll find a way to work with that. But if we're doing our job right, and if they're having as much fun reading it as we're having creating it, then I think that'll work out, and I think they'll want to see more, and I think they'll want to see other characters in the world expand, or the universe expand, I should say.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
think they're
threat
gonna
is
like
key. Absolutely.
But yeah.
Because the stakes are high, And okay, like you said, even though we know they're going to live because the series are going to continue, the threat needs to be formidable enough to leave some kind of effect
Right.
on our characters.
World-changing effect.
Yeah. Or
Some-
even just like an element of, shell shock,
Right.
PTSD, something that they're not going to just walk away perfectly clean. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they will grow from this experience, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, like Batman from his parents. You need something that follows them. It's in their character now.
Yeah, it's in their character, exactly. This is going to be in their character, this experience.
Because that whole mind wipe crap sucks.
Yeah, it's
Like,
terrible.
oh yeah, that whole thing I just read doesn't mean nothing no more.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
like parallel universe stuff. This isn't
No,
multiverse
yeah.
type
This
stuff.
is multiverse. They're 119 or whatever planet they're on. Get out
Yeah,
of
so
here,
even
Matt.
though we've got multi-dimensions going, it isn't like Kyron also exists in our dimension. Like
It's
Kyron, Vargore, all those guys, they just exist within their dimension. And
So
King Cryptid
this
just exists in ours.
Yeah, this isn't like the alternate Ultimates line.
No. God, no.
Oh, Lord.
What's that?
So now I backed mine today, and we'll get to what I
Thank you,
backed
man.
and why in just a little bit. But so one thing I was really kind of surprised about, I am looking for here. Okay, 70 plus pages. Now, originally when you guys announced this, I thought this was going to be like, a 22 or maybe a 30-page floppy, but this is quite hefty.
Yeah, so this is a full-fledged graphic novel. It's a big story. If we're lucky enough to reach 100,000 on the campaign, we'll print 2 newsprint floppy issues. So it'll be like part 1 and part 2. And those will be a free bonus for all physical perk backers.
Oh, wow.
A lot of the stretch goals add to the book. So it'll have like foil stamping or spot UV or an extra 8 pages on a fan art gallery or an extra 8 pages on production development gallery stuff. But this is easily 70 plus pages of story. And it needs it. It's a big story, and it's hard hitting.
Oh yeah,
I could fill up 8 pages of fan art just with my fan art.
you certainly can, Keir. He's assuming everything.
So, Keir, in the book, should fans be on the lookout for like any Easter eggs? Like,
what were we talking about yesterday? The Easter egg that we're putting in
Don't
there?
give that away.
Okay.
Don't give that away. That's a big spoiler.
What about the Timely Timmy or whatever his name is? We can hide him.
Timey Tim. We could probably hide Timey
Put him in
Tim
the
somewhere,
background.
but
We can hide him in there.
Yeah,
he could be stuck in the tether.
I could just have. Yes, that would be funny. Just hide it kind of in the back.
We'll get Timey in the tether.
He's stuck.
He
That's where
is
you're
the
going.
tether god.
I mean,
I kind of like to see Timey as the
he
ultimate
controls
bad guy.
time.
I was
So
gonna
That's
say.
hilarious.
He controls time. You're right.
He's
Yeah.
stuck in the tether.
Oh.
he's the mastermind behind all of this.
Oh man, one time jump too many.
Oh my god.
Went crazy.
So
Easter egg.
you've got a bunch of different covers.
Yeah, these are all wraparound covers. So just it's not like it's a rectangular book. It's the back cover on the left, the front cover on the right. When they fold, that's what they look like. So cover A is a traditional type cover. It's the only cover that's going to have a barcode on the back, just in case retailers do eventually want to purchase this. They can do so. Retailers aren't going to be allowed to purchase B, C, or D. I'm flat out. I'm not going to have those available to purchase at a discounted rate. If they want to purchase them, it's going to be at the rate it's at, and then they're going to have to figure out a markup. Not that retailers are banging on my door, mind you, to purchase comics. But just in case people wonder, are there going to be barcodes on the back? How's that going to look? Well, what you see is what you get here, other than cover A having a spine on it. Cover B, C, and D, C will have a spine as well. That's going to be a sketch cover. But D won't have a spine. So B and D are going to be complete art covers. I hate the Virgin cover. I hate Virgin. Like it's a Virgin variant. That sounds so stupid. It's an art only cover. That's the industry term.
Of course it is.
Rob.
Are you serious?
Yes, for when there's no layout elements, no masthead, no tagline, no any of that. No text at all. Yeah. So these are art only for B and then D, and D is a glow in the dark cover.
So that's the one that kind of surprised me. I remember you had mentioned that some months ago on a stream, and when I first heard it, I thought, oh, well, they can't all be winners. But then I saw it, and it was like, holy crap, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is the one I backed. This looks absolutely amazing. How did you, out of all the stuff you could have done, you could have gone with foil, like you said, UV spot stuff. You could have extra gatefold covers. What made you say, I should try go really retro?
Well, I wanted to do glow in the dark. I wanted to do glow in the dark on the first King Cryptid campaign, and I couldn't find anyone that could really do it the way I wanted it done, and I kind of gave up on it. And then I don't know what possessed me to just ask the printer. It's not our newsprint printer. It's the printer we go through for graphic novels. Like, there's no newsprint on this graphic novel. It's a 80-pound silk-coated stock. So it's a really nice stock, but without the crazy glare of glossy. And it's like a more premium than a matte coated. But I said, because they're like, you know, are you looking for anything special? Like, they just sent an email out. I think they're just trying to canvas to get business. I was like, well, I'm looking for glow in the dark. I don't know if it's possible. I like to make glow in the dark covers, maybe glow in the dark cards or a poster or whatever. And they said, okay, we'll look into it. So I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. It wasn't just an immediate, oh, we can't do that, which is what I get from a bunch of other printers. But then they came back to me, and the pricing it's expensive, but it's not so expensive that it's impossible. And I said, okay, well, you know, I really want to have most of this cover, front and back, glow in the dark. And they're like, well, you could do the entire thing glow in the dark if you want, and then just kind of spot treat it of the parts that aren't glow in the dark, you know, and do that. And I said, oh, well, okay. Because at first I figured, you know, maybe we'll do the flame on the sword, glow in the dark, maybe a couple elements like the blood moon, the moon in the background color, glow in the dark. And then when they said, no, you could do the whole thing if you want, and just kind of black out the rest.
Yeah.
So this is going to look very, like, the final product's going to look very close to what the mock-up here looks like. It's going to be a full-fledged wraparound image that's glow in the dark for that cover.
And it glows really good too, doesn't it?
It's bright.
Yeah,
it's really bright.
So it's not going to be cheesy. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's it was impressive.
I mean, and I have to say, you know, what you were talking about, just making the sword glow in the dark. Like, to me, that's you know,
right.
it's like it's not worth the gimmick.
No.
But this, you actually commit to the bit, and things like, you know, 3D or glow in the dark, they were never really utilized well in the past, in my opinion. Like, no one ever really went all the way to make the most of it. You know, especially like back in the 80s. So I'm pleased and shocked to find that, you know, you guys did. I mean, that's going to look incredible with that shading in there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks neat. Can't wait to see it.
It's gonna look so great. And this is all Keir's art. This is essentially his line art, and I can't wait to see it, because I've been wanting to do glow in the dark for years, and I will absolutely do glow in the dark for the upcoming King Cryptid campaign. I'm not gonna say what's gonna be glow in the dark or how we're gonna do it or whatever right now, because we got some time. But glow in the dark's kind of been the King Cryptid aesthetic with some of the special items. There's stickers that are glow in the dark. There's t-shirts that are glow in the dark. So kind of bringing some of that into Blood Moon with this. And I think people are going to really dig it. And I think if people miss out on it, it's going to be something that they might regret, because we're not really printing out a lot of extras on these. I'd say probably only maybe, I don't know, 10%, maybe less extra on the glow in the dark.
Oh,
so yeah, like, you know, really make sure, if you want that one, make sure to get it on the campaign.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, you have the glow in the dark T-shirt. Is that from the same company as well?
No. So the glow in the dark T-shirt, it's the same company that's doing the King Cryptid glow in the dark shirts, but that's not the same company that does the books. No.
Okay.
That's like a full-fledged apparel company. But their glow in the dark's incredible too.
What I think people are really going to like are the glow in the dark sketch cards. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever art you want on a glow in the dark sketch card that we'll draw, that's crazy.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. That one's
going to be interesting.
Anyone like sketch cards, that's the one to get. Glow in the dark sketch
I
card.
agree.
I've never seen that. I've never seen one before, so
Doesn't even seem real.
yeah. But with doing black line art on top of it, it's going to look great.
Oh.
Yeah, because anything that's like the negative space of it's going to pop. It's going to be glow in the dark.
Yeah.
So then this is going to be more graphic novel than, like, let's say, the Alterna giant sized, or is
Oh,
this still going
this
to
is
be newsprint?
100% graphic novel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice 12-point cardstock, 80-pound silk-coated paper. If people are getting the Alterna remastered issues, those are going to have the same paper stock. If they got the
Okay.
Hall of Fame issues, that's the same paper stock for the interior. But it's going to be a full-fledged, bona fide, perfect bound graphic novel, and the same size too. In the past, we did 6x9 for our graphic novels, but now, because we're no longer, and that was a distribution choice, 100%. But now we're going to just be doing it. It'll be the same size as the Alterna issues. So that's
Okay,
like, I
nice.
don't know, like 6.625 by 10 or something like that.
Crazy sizes. What's going
Yeah.
on? There's too many different sizes. It's nuts.
So that was one thing that kind of surprised me. I know that years ago you, in Alterna's beginning, you did more graphic novels, and then you switched over to newsprint. Out of curiosity, why the move to get back into some graphic novels now?
Because we can. Yeah. So everything is just about like, well, what can you do at that moment in time? And you can't keep doing the same thing you've always done. Now you can tell the same kinds of stories, have the same kind of standard of quality, have the same kind of, and even that evolves too over time. But in terms of like formatting, in terms of trying to innovate, in terms of trying to push yourself and see, okay, what can I do? Can we do this? Can we do that? You got to try to find something. And with the graphic novels at the time, the biggest game changer was the print on demand stuff. You could do a smaller run of graphic novels now that have the same quality as if you had done a larger run of graphic novels. So it's less risky to do that. Like you could do a run of 200 or 300 books now, as opposed to before you'd have to do a run of like 2,000.
Right.
You know, and it's expensive to do that run. It takes up a lot of space. You know, but you could do 200 or 300 books and have the same quality, whereas the quality wasn't really there before. It was okay, but the printing is kind of raised, and it would only really be on certain paper stocks. Usually it was like glossy paper stock for print on demand. So you'd always have the glare. So it was all that. So it was like, as soon as we kind of figured, okay, it doesn't make sense anymore to publish the graphic novels because the newsprint issues do, and newsprint's not going anywhere at Alterna. We're still going to do newsprint. But as soon as we figured that the Giants worked out, it didn't really make sense to keep doing the graphic novels. But now there's also there's books at Alterna that they can't be made into Giants because it's too much story. You can only do up to like 90 pages or something on a Giant before the staple just doesn't hold up. So at this point now, we're actually going to revisit, maybe, get graphic novels of the actual Roger, get graphic novels of Blood Realm story arcs. Volume 1 Giant is sold out. Volume 2 is probably like 150 or so away from being sold out. So, we'll start doing the graphic novel thing with that. And again, it's just more about, was it economical to do it? Was it able to get done? Was the quality still going to be there? And now it really is. So it made perfect sense to go back into doing that.
Do you see any shifts in trends? Like, if we look at what happened with Netflix and like all these other streaming services, people have really embraced binge watching shows as opposed to, the old way of every week you get a new episode. Do you see that sort of coming into comics a little bit, where people want to buy like more issues worth of material at one time, or not so much?
Well, they're in luck with this because they can get all the Blood Realms and all the King Cryptids. They can buy a whole big bundle of stuff to read before Blood Moon.
And they could get caught up everything.
Yeah. And that'll be like, what, 30 books they could read in one time. Binge that.
Right.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. That's true.
A lot of content.
Yeah, 18 issues of Blood Realm, 9 of King Cryptid, and then with Blood Moon. Yeah, that's a lot of books.
There's your binge.
But
Boom.
yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I think like that kind of mindset's always been there when it comes to books anyway. You know, you want like the complete story. That's why I stress with my series especially that every issue is a complete story. But I think when it comes to the difference is largely comics, books, that kind of stuff. It's very active. You're actively engaged. So you can't like passively enjoy comics or passively read a book. You know, you can't just read a book in the background as you do something else. I mean, if you can, someone let me know. You know, and some people will go, "Oh, there's audiobooks," but you're not reading. You're not reading. You're listening. I hate when people say, "I'm reading an audiobook." You're listening to an audiobook.
I'm reading an audiobook.
You know, and I love audiobooks. I listen to them all the time, but it's not reading. You know, so when you're reading a comic, you have to stop what you're doing and you got to be absorbed into it. And so I think that's kind of the difference too. I think a lot of people can kind of just put something on, let it play out, and do whatever else. And with a comic though, you got to sit there and you got to really make sure, okay, I'm in it right now. And I think that's kind of, you know, it's great, but they're different. And I think because of that, I don't think it's going to have the same kind of trend as whatever's going on with the binge watching and that kind of thing. I think there's still always going to be issues. There's still always going to be every single year. Everyone's like, "Oh, the floppies are going away. The single issues are going away." Meanwhile, they still outsell most graphic novels in distribution, like 10-1, something like that. So the single issues aren't going away. It's not to say that the graphic novels are not doing great or not enjoyable, or that someone, if they prefer that over the single issues, that they should feel weird about that. You know, purchase what you want, read what you want. If you like single issues, great. If you like graphic novels, great. If you like them both, great. But it's one of those things where I think we really can't say that comics, which is such a unique medium, you can say that the trend for this, that, and the other thing is going to spill over into comics. And I think they've been trying to do that for a long time, and I think they're really wrong every time they keep thinking comics should start following the same trends instead of embracing its uniqueness.
Yeah, that's its thing.
Yeah, I usually find it's the other way around, that comics will bleed into other medium.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious. You know, DC had announced they're doing their manga-ish black and white small editions that reviewers are calling portable, which made me wonder if they were having trouble carrying around those floppy issues or something.
Oh, they're so huge and heavy, and how could you possibly take them anywhere?
Gen Z is really weak. No, I was just kind of curious.
What's that? It's approaching a quarter of a pound. Oh, oh man!
It's one of those manga books. They're smaller, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I got one.
Yeah.
Was in Japan not too long ago. You know, this is the size of
like an ash can comic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, it's all black and white on the cheapest newsprint you could possibly imagine. So
it's almost like the comic industry has never heard of the paperback novel industry.
Exactly.
Yes.
There you go. The young adult paperback novel. Get out of there.
What is this size?
What is this size?
What is this devilry?
It's portable. Look at this.
People can hold it.
Well, and I would also point out, you know, if you're making things for younger people, you don't have to worry about bad eyesight. Go ahead, make that like 7-point font. Yep. It's fine. They can read that stuff.
I hate that.
Nah, I like normal comic books. Every once in a while, an artist edition, the big 11x17s, where you see the art. You know, that's cool.
Oh, that's man.
I have that Jim Lee poster book around here somewhere.
Yeah.
You need like one of those things that holds a world atlas map to view that.
I've got the Sin City that's like a Bible.
Oh yeah.
It's the whole Sin City run in a big black Bible with a red like placeholder thing in it. It's crazy. It's heavy too.
Oh man. One day.
So I'm kind of curious. You at least for King Cryptid, you're pretty adamant. You're not doing a lot of reprints. You want to keep it. You got to get it when you get it, and then there's always eBay or long boxes somewhere. Do you see like trade paperback as sort of like a happy medium between the two? Like you still have the stories in print, but they're not the same as those collector's editions.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how a lot of trade paperbacks have been used over the past. But King Cryptid's kind of unique, where like issues 1 to 4, issues 5 to 9, or issues 10 to 13 aren't like story arcs. King Cryptid story arcs are there are story arcs, but they kind of jump around a little bit. So like there's a story arc flowing from issues 3, 8, and 11. And then there's other story arcs that have to do with character arcs. So we'll eventually have like character arc kind of trade paperbacks, like a trade of like Behemoth, a trade of the Granite Beast, a trade of, but the first one we ever do, and that's not going to be for years to come, will be voted on by the readers, their top 5 favorite King Cryptid stories.
Cool.
So that'll be the first one we ever do. But I'm not opposed to eventually doing like some kind of 10 issues at a time, kind of mini omnibus sort of things to keep it chronological. But I'm not in a rush either to do trade paperbacks, because it really is a series that's meant to be read issue by issue. Rob's got a really great, I'll let him take over with that, but Rob's got really great story arcs, so his works better for that format.
What do you think for Blood Realm, Rob? We are on issue 18 now, I believe. So it's hard to get those early issues for new fans. So do you see yourself coming out with trade paperbacks or collections, or however you want to call them?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be doing that once we start. I know Pete wants to do the trade paperback line, so Blood Realm will absolutely be a part of that. So this way we can, like he was saying before, with those giants, now we'll turn them into trade paperbacks. So, oh yeah, absolutely. We could add it with fan art and stuff like that. We could totally do that. I'm absolutely down.
Nice. So, Keir, when are we going to get to see your series?
Well, I was working on one, but I kind of put it on the shelf, and now I'm just more worried about, doing like steady work and getting better and progressing as an artist, and learning how to work with other people really well. That's a good skill to learn, and I'm getting a lot of information from these guys, so it's leveling up my artwork, and then eventually someday I can try to write a story. That's a whole nother skill set, though. So, and I haven't really worked very hard at that, so I need to practice a little more. But right now it's just getting the art really good. I want to get better, come back, and what did I say, 5 years? I want to see where I'm at in 5 years of art, see how much better I get.
You're going to be crushing it.
I hope so. That's my goal.
Don't forget us, Keir.
Yes,
don't forget us.
Exactly.
I want to get better and better and better.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, it's hard work, though. It takes time, just like everything else. It's not going to happen overnight. So I understand that. And so it's like I'm willing to work to get to that point.
There you go.
All right. So as the rumor goes, this may be the greatest crossover in all of comics history.
Alternative comics history.
Gotta have that little asterisk.
Yeah, so I put that in
there. So what are your guys' favorite crossovers in comics past? What ones did it for you guys?
Ooh, that's a good
look
question.
at my wall right now. Yeah.
I was about to say, that's tough.
Characters, or we mean like just characters within the same universe, right? Or are you saying
whichever ones work for you? I mean, there was X-Men and Teen Titans, and I think there was a JLA X-Men at one point. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one.
X-Men Teen Titans was great.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dark Side, Dark Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I had two that I remember. I still have the issues in my long box. It was Punisher Wolverine It was like a 4-issue miniseries, but Wolverine was drawn really weird. He had like the long blue hair. He had like this broken nose look. He was kind of like small and short. It was bizarre, but like him and Frank Castle had to work together, and they were fighting like, it wasn't organized crime, but it was like, I don't know if it was cartel, but it was crazy.
Kingpin.
Was it Kingpin? You remember?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But he's always in there somewhere.
Does this ring a bell for you, Pete? Do you remember this?
I remember the one with Ghost Rider, with
Okay,
Punisher,
no.
Ghost Rider, and Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I
this-
don't remember the
this
one
one
with
was-
just Punisher and Wolverine.
It was just the two of them, and then the other one that I remember that I really enjoyed, but I never found the third book because they were like thicker. They weren't like single issues. It was like 3 thicker issues that almost had like a trade paperback style.
So like the prestige format kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like that. It was Punisher Predator. Punisher Predator.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. Superman
Batman?
Predator. Very
Okay.
different.
Yeah, I remember that one. And Batman Predator, that was a
Yeah.
cool one.
Oh, was there Punisher Predator? That would have been great.
I don't know. That'd be perfect, though.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense. I liked Batman when he went to Judge Dredd's world. I forgot that
I
run of the
never
book,
saw
but
that.
it was painted. Like the artist was a painter, so the whole book's like paintings. It's awesome. It looks. I forgot the name of the guy. I've got it over there somewhere, but that one was really cool. So Batman gets shot to Judge Dredd world, and they duke it out. And then the Dark Judges are running around. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know them, the 4 Dark Judges.
Yeah. No, that's
So-
that.
That was fun.
I never read that one.
And then the
I gotta
fat
check
people
that out.
on the little motorized carts.
Hmm.
The Dark Judges are killing those people. It was a good one. I thought it was fun.
I never did a Punisher Predator. You're right. Oh, they never did. Wow, what a missed opportunity.
Batman and Predator duked it out.
That's cool.
Yeah. He put on a big suit with a Predator thing and was blasting them.
Oh, that's cool. I remember
RoboCop Terminator was a crossover, right?
I was
Yeah.
going to say yes.
That's
That was
right.
great.
I was Pete. I was literally going to say it was Terminator something. It was RoboCop.
RoboCop and Terminator. That was
I
cool.
love that one. That one
Yep.
I own as a graphic novel.
That's a good one.
It's
Yes.
good art too.
Frank
Yeah.
Miller. He did the art. And he
Yeah.
wrote it, didn't he?
I think he wrote it maybe. Or did he
Yeah,
do
because
it?
he did the
I
second
think he wrote
movie,
it.
right? He wrote the second. Did he write the third too?
He wrote the
Well,
second one. I don't think he did the
I
third
just have
movie.
the one book.
Well,
right?
no. The third one was his script,
it was?
and it was shot from that. He did write a draft for the second one, and the studio said, "What the heck is this? There's no way you could ever film this."
We're gonna
So they
we're gonna
passed
shoot
for
kids.
RoboCop 2, but they were fine for 3.
Nice. He's
That
an
one was like a
interesting
ninja?
guy.
RoboCop fight ninjas in that third one. I don't remember the third one very well.
Yeah, it was. It was a robot ninja. It was weird. That one sucked.
Oh, did
Second
it?
one, the second one wasn't that good either with the nuke drug. But the first one,
Yeah.
I didn't like the voice in the third one. That wigged me out.
yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's not. What's his name?
No, Peter Weller.
No.
Oh man.
He was
I
like,
don't
I
think-
ain't doing this crap.
Because he's in the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
But the third one, it's like it's a different like voice the whole time.
they couldn't do it. But there was a TV show too. So
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
another
Mark.
different guy from the
Yeah,
third
Yeah,
one?
another different guy.
That was
Yeah.
even weirder.
Was it bad, Pete? Well,
I
you're
didn't-
you're a
I didn't.
RoboCop fan, Pete. I know.
And then
I
there was a
didn't like that
remake
one.
that wasn't that good either.
Oh, I do remember. The
Yeah,
remake.
that's
Yeah.
true.
They took
Yeah,
his
the-
suit off. They should have given him like that was as soon as I saw that I was like, I'm out.
The third one's where you got the jetpack.
Yeah, he got a jetpack and a
Yeah.
machine gun arm.
Oh, I had the figure, so that was actually in the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
RoboCop. They actually had that in the movie.
Hey, he flies. Woo.
That's
And I-
hilarious. I may need to watch this.
I kind of recall an Alien versus Predator versus Terminator 2, but I don't. I think I have like one of the issues, but not all of them.
That sounds
Yeah, they did a
familiar.
lot of those. Yeah.
That's cool.
And
I
then
mean,
Alien versus
Predators,
Predator.
That was
always.
always cool. I feel
Yeah.
like. But they were
3
like
World
same
War.
universe.
That was cool. Had the Colonial Marines. You had the Predators, and you had the Xenomorphs.
Yeah, that was good.
It's like PB&J.
Those
It worked.
Uh,
But Blood Realm and King Cryptid crossover, that's probably going to be the best one I've ever seen. That's just me off the top of my head here.
It's definitely going to be the best one I ever wrote. That's for sure.
So, how many years until we get like Alterna Secret Wars or Alterna Crisis on Infinite Earth?
Oh, dear Lord.
Crisis on Infinite Alternas.
You know what would be really cool? I mean, hell, Rob and I could have our own gigantic Secret Wars level crossover. He's got so many characters, and by the time we are geared up to do that, I'll have my big gallery of characters. Who knows? You know, we could see a dimensional rift occur.
Yeah.
That would be
Swan
crazy.
King shows
That'd
up.
be
and
crazy to see Blood Realm characters like invade Earth, essentially. Oh my lord.
That would be wild.
They
Well, it
would
depends on what
love
time period
Starbucks.
too. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing the futuristic cybernetic stuff? You know, like, because you have that period in Blood Realm, so you can have like
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
the blighted army coming through.
Yeah. Which era invades
Yeah.
Earth?
Really
Yeah.
wild.
A mixture of all of them.
That would be crazy.
Go.
I mean, hell, even Rob, you could do your own version of that. You could just have like the eras collide.
You're right.
All prompted by Timey Tim.
He's in there, man, controlling it all.
Losing his mind. He wants out.
If they won't let me out, I'll terrorize them.
Yeah. Get me out of here.
Ring.
You never know. You never know. I mean, Timey Tim will one day be in a King Cryptid issue,
Ah, that's right.
and because he's in the King Cryptid series, he will be a time god trapped inside of this little kitchen timer.
That's hilarious. That's
So
the
it's
fun-
one of
the
because
fun of
he
comics.
kind of abused his power as a time god, and got punished into being this little fella. So it'll be not necessarily like a lighthearted issue, but just the visual of it, it's probably gonna give people a chuckle.
It's hilarious.
But the issue will establish Timey Tim officially as a character. I mean, he's got his own trading card with his own stats on it. So why not? He's gotta be in a book. He's gotta have a plot. He's gotta have lines. He's gotta have something to do with something other than just intimidating people on open mics.
Okay. Ring, your time's up.
Next.
Next. Get out of here.
So Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir. I want to know when we will see Rob Geronimo's sketch card set.
Oh, sketch card set. You mean like all the trading card as a trading card set? Is that what it means?
Or just
I
the
think
pictures of them.
I don't know.
Oh, or an art book. I announced that today, earlier this afternoon, I'm going to be doing an art book collection of all the
Oh,
art
cool.
from 2024.
He's only got about 1,000 pictures.
Yeah, got plenty.
Yeah, he does one every day.
No, I have a lot.
Almost.
I'm glad I double checked. I did scan all those commissions at 1,200. So
Yes, nice.
Perfect.
thank goodness.
Didn't you have like a stack of trading cards? I saw.
I got
you.
them
It was
right
like-
over here. Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
going out. When the books go out. So
It's crazy.
yeah, no, I've tons. It's going to be a meaty book.
That'd be cool though if you did your own trading card set.
I would love to. I mean, look, technically we're starting that. I mean, we have number 1 of Gorn. We have the foil.
Oh yeah,
card
that's true.
of Silence. So I mean, we are doing it. It's not a Geronimo draw set, but it's the Blood Realm set. So
Hmm.
Yeah,
totally.
years from now, I want to do a King Cryptid trading card set
Oh,
where I'm
sure,
just drawing whatever. Once I get to what I feel is at least like 45 cards, then I'll do that. So I need 45 characters.
Okay.
I think I'm up to, at this point, it's flirting with like 15,
Hmm.
but we'll get there.
Yeah.
But I would love to do that and have a whole full-fledged with my art and everything. Card set. That would be so much fun. I loved cards when I was a kid. I love cards now still. So I think, I don't know. I think it's such a great way to get familiarized with a lot of characters very quickly.
Yep.
And I think we lost a lot when comics kind of abandoned that into just like the collector realm, because they still make the cards,
Right.
but it's like the last time I looked, it was like 4 cards in a pack in one of the sets. I forget which set, and it was like some stupid price, like $5 or $6 for like a 4-card pack.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
You know, from like Upper Deck or something like that. And I mean, I remember we used to get like 10 or 12 cards in a pack, and the pack was $1. And they weren't like these crazy cards or whatever, but you know, and if Alterna was a much bigger company, yeah, we'd be doing like 10 or 12 cards in a pack and selling them at like $2 a piece or something. But for us to be able to kind of do what we're doing, like the King Cryptid cards, it's like you get 5 cards and a sticker, and it's like $5. And you also, it's like, I think there's odds to get like a sketch card or an assigned card and other kind of limited cards too. But I would love to have my own trading card set. I'd love to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but it's going to be a couple of years.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. I'm excited to start this.
So I'm kind of curious. I have never really been into trading cards myself. I understand like cards for games, but what do you do with the cards? You know, once you have them, do you like display them in the office, or
Put 'em in
do
a
you get
book.
like those what do you
Binder.
call them?
Binder.
Card binder.
Oh, the binder.
Put 'em in
Okay.
a binder. Yeah. If the card set's done really well, I mean, you learn stuff about the characters, whether
The
it's
bio.
like, yeah, their bio, or maybe power ratings, or maybe there's like behind the scenes kind of tidbit like facts or something, or, you know, so in the design of the set, if it's done really nicely, I think it looks great when it goes in the binder. But it's like having these little pieces of art, you know, and then like a quick reference character guide, essentially, in trading
So-
card form.
So it's going to be like the official handbook of the Alterna universe.
Kind of,
In
yeah.
card form?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do with the cards right now. We're on to card, what is it? It's going to be card 21, because 19 is Olek, 20 is Behemoth. And so we're going to be on to card 21, and Vargore is card 23. So the way his card is that he's in the center. Because
Let's see.
we have the cards designed so that they all have
They go in a certain spot.
a background to them and they connect.
It's great.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Very
Vargore
cool.
will be the center card.
Awesome.
So this way it looks like he's kind of in the middle of it all. You know, we got a bunch of these here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Stuff.
And we do have a King Cryptid card set, but it's not like a character profile set. It's more like an issue description set, and then a bunch of the other cards. Like there's cards in between. So every other card on the King Cryptid set is a Necro case file. So it's like how Necro's reporting on the events in the issue. And sometimes they kind of line up with what happens in the issue. Sometimes they barely do. Sometimes they're completely different, and it's like a clear cover up. So it kind of adds something fun to the story with the card set too.
I like it. Yeah, because the King Cryptid ones was the covers, right? So it was-
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So it was all the different covers.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what did you back, Yang? You said you were going to show us at the end.
Well, I did.
So he got the glow in the dark cover.
I got the
and-
glow
he
in the
did.
dark cover and a T-shirt.
All right.
Nice.
Oh,
Did you
nice.
get this shirt, or did you get the glow in the dark shirt?
The glow in the dark. Well, I mean,
Of
come on,
course,
it's a glow in the dark shirt. I
You
gotta go
went
with
for the
that.
glow in the dark. Nice. Very nice.
I mean, you know, like I was saying before, you didn't really see very good glow in the dark stuff back in the day.
Right.
Be like maybe a He-Man sticker, be like that cross on his chest or just his sword or something. You didn't get to see like actual art in glow in the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
Batman shirt that was
The-
glow in the dark with the logo.
Yeah, it had
It
to
was
be
pretty
like
good.
Yeah, but the only thing is it had to be kind of chalky. Like they really couldn't get the fine detail back in the day.
Right. Yeah. It was just the bat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yang. Really appreciate it.
You're gonna like it.
I mean, there are a ton of options. This all looks very cool to me. It's unfortunate I have to wait another year, but something to look forward to.
Unfortunately,
Christmas in July.
That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got Blood Realm coming.
That's right. King Cryptid.
Cryptid is coming. So
If you back those will be coming.
it's going to be well worth it. Well worth it.
So they're staggered in a pretty good. So you'll get something every couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So let's say somebody is new, have not read any of Blood Realm or any King Cryptid. They just say like, "Wow, that looks like cool art." What would you recommend they go for?
You could back Blood Moon.
Which one of these tiers? They're looking at Blood Moon because it looks awesome. Which would you recommend? All 4 covers? Build your own bundle?
Build your own bundle is always a good option. You can pick and choose exactly what you want. We got a couple things on the Indiegogo campaign that are set, or you can go to the Alterna site and put your own bundle together there. But yeah, whatever you want to dive in and get, I recommend doing that. I mean, the only thing I don't recommend doing is like get Blood Realm issue 6 and then walk away. Because you're gonna be like,
what is
okay, that's cool. But then you're gonna have to pay shipping twice because you're gonna have to then get all the other stuff. So if you want to go all in and you want to get that, you can do that with the add-ons. You can get King Cryptid 1 to 9. You can get Blood Realm. It's like 1 to 18, but we have to kind of give you giants and things like that because some issues are sold out.
Right.
But you'll still get the complete story. But you could go right in and back Blood Moon. I would really recommend the best option here. I mean, you want to scroll down a bit, just a little bit on the perks. Just keep scrolling. Scroll a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. The everything bundle for $380. I think that would be the best one to get. You get everything.
Yeah,
you get art.
You get all of it.
You don't got to worry about if you missed something, because you're like, I got everything.
And you get a sketch card drawn by somebody and
a sketch cover
drawn by somebody.
You get both shirts. You get the 4 covers. You get the 6 posters, the 6 prints. How could you lose?
There you go.
That's a good point.
And of course, if you just want a couple of those things, you can always build your own bundle.
Do you think there will ever be alternative versions of it? So, for example, just an all art issue without the dialogue, or perhaps a black and white issue?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
What about a 100% glow in the dark issue? I'm sure it'll cost you like $750.
That would be cool, but that would be like a board book, and that thing would be thick because they can't put the glow in the dark on regular paper stock. It's got to be on a card stock. It would be cool.
Let's do an 11x17 gallery issue.
There you go.
That'll only cost like $1,000.
You can put some gold leaf on it too.
I mean, we got four versions on this. I'm already like slightly twitching about that. I gotta just tell myself, okay, glow in the dark is cool. All right, okay, that's its own thing. And then sketch cover, all right, that's not really like it's that's its own thing too. And then the art's really good, so we don't have the text and stuff on the covers. All right, so we put that, just the art, and then the regular standard cover. But we're not. There's no more covers past this point. That's it. No more covers, no more editions, no more anything. Oh, Blood. This is it.
Yeah, because I could draw more covers if people want those.
Keir, I know you can. Galore. I know you can. You probably got like 4 more covers if we really wanted to go there.
I'll just stick them on.
We're going to stick with the 4. That's going to be it. And
I'm
not printing a lot of B, C, and D. I'm only going to be printing like 10, maybe 20% extra when it comes to C, because that's the sketch cover.
Right.
Printing very, very little extra of B and D. But A, I'll print extra so we can have it on the site. And just in case if retailers do want to order that, they can get that. But I want to have enough extras of cover A that maybe they'll still be around for 2 or 3 years. We'll still have some just in case. Because Blood Realm and King Cryptid are still ongoing. They're continuing. So there's going to be people that come in and go, oh, what's Blood Moon?
Right.
Years from now. So I want to make sure we have books for them at that point. But that'll be cover A. That'll be it.
All right.
Perfect.
So for anyone who is interested, we have been looking at the Indiegogo site most of the evening, but you can also go to alternacomics.com. They've got everything on there as well. And, pick up some back issues while they're there. There's lots of other fine series, which you can find as well.
I think
Heck yeah.
down at the bottom right is all the Blood Realm and King Cryptid.
All there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
keep
Oh, yeah,
going
no,
down.
if you keep scrolling, then you can see them.
So then you can catch
Ah.
up.
Oh, wait, no, on the, you're on the main page.
Oh, okay.
If you
on
go
the
to,
campaign.
on the Blood Moon campaign page on the site,
So then you can
you'll see Blood Realm and King Cryptid. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Amazing.
And
There
thank
you
you
go.
so much, too. You pushed us to 42% today.
Oh,
Right
Thank
on
you.
the nose.
Congratulations.
So,
thank you, Yang. Thank you, everybody.
Of course. So for anyone who's interested, the Indiegogo is pinned in the chat. Also in the description, there is links to both the Indiegogo and on the Alterna site. Anything else we should know, fellas?
That's it. Check out the
That's it.
campaign. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Thank
They're
you.
good books,
Thank you.
and they're gonna
Yeah,
keep
that-
going forever. Forever.
Hopefully.
So
Maybe you
they
guys
wanna-
will beat that Dame Sim record one day.
Yeah.
That's a Todd McFarlane record now, isn't it?
Is
Was
it?
he at like 3?
Did
I
he
think
beat
it
Dave?
is now. I think he beat him.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
You're
Spawn on
around
3?
350, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Give me time. Give me time.
Yeah,
Time and multiple people to do multiple issues.
absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, and
All right,
keep an eye on Comic Book Radio, and go check out Geronimo Draws for your more or less weekly, right?
Oh,
With the
yeah.
draw
Well,
streams?
more. I would say
Almost daily.
almost
almost
daily.
daily,
Almost
yeah.
daily.
Hmm.
Almost daily.
Oh, well, John's Longbox says you're wrong.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Really?
Alright. Cool. Well,
Spawn didn't get there yet, huh?
Not
Blood
yet.
Realm.
Interesting.
blood around time.
So tomorrow night I will be on the Dungeon Delvers channel talking about my campaign guide for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition called Empire of the Undying Sun, a horror campaign. So you can find me there at I think it's 9:00 Friday night. I will be back there again for a game of Gamma World, and next week I believe Wednesday, we will have Pulp Hummock Press coming back. He won a bunch of Ennies, which is the tabletop role-playing game version of the Oscars. So he'll be talking about old gods of the Forgotten North.
Okay.
Old
And we'll have more
Nice.
comic book stuff soon.
Very good. Thank
All
you.
right,
Yang.
so
Very nice.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah,
and we'll hopefully see you guys back again soon.
absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, everybody.